Okay, so am I being recorded?
Yes.
Okay. So this business supplies jobs, right?
I know where you're.
Okay.
I know where you're going with this. So the point being, the question is if everyone takes their carts back to the cart return, will that result in less jobs for young men and women who take this job? And I would say no, because why does this exist? Why does this cart return? Why do they have this here if they don't want you to use it? Because they want to keep the lot orderly in between when these guys come out to get the carts, right? So because they're not out here 24/7, 365, they're coming out half hour on the hour, whatever it may be. And in the meantime, if you leave it in the spot next to you, that spot's not available for the next person, and that cart can cause damage to a fellow shopper. So that's why I'm not taking the jobs away. They still have to come out and get them.
Taken, but
I'm listening.
If the employer decides to cut certain jobs, who do you think is going to be cut first?
Usually
a cashier or a bag boy that's going to go out and retrieve carts?
Well, a little bit of everything, obviously. But
no, it's not a little bit of everything. It's a cashier or the person that's going to retrieve carts.
But I think the point being, though, is
no, not the point being. Is it going to be the cashier?
Well, I'm going to expand on your point. Is that I had this job of collecting carts,
I do too.
And it's not the only thing you do, right? You're bagging, you're stocking, you're mopping, etc.
You do understand my perspective,
right? And that you're saying. So you're saying that if what's more valuable then is what you're is what.
No, I'm not talking about value. I'm saying about jobs.
Well, you say, but what's the more valuable job?
No, I didn't say anything about value. Now you're putting words in my mouth.
Well, you said, so why do you pick those two jobs then if one's not more valuable than the other?
From a employer's perspective.
Costly then, let's say.
I'm talking about cost. Let's say everybody's paid the same.
So then why don't they fire it? Why don't they just? But see, that's not the point of the question.
Well, see, then
that's not the point of the question. The question is, if you're saying they're going to cut the lowest man on the totem pole.
You're putting words in my mouth.
Then why did you pick that guy as being the first to cut if he's not the lowest man on the totem pole?
Fire the janitor or the CEO?
Right, because those a more costly job, right?
No.
Yes. What do you know? Now you're not being intellectually honest. You're not. Thank you. You're not being intellectually honest though.
I am.
Because the premise of your question is if they have to cut a job, which by the way, unemployment is at an all-time low. So we have a surplus of jobs. So that's not a good question for right now.
I'm happy.
Today's day and age, we have way more jobs than we have people to fill them. But to your point, and I'll put that to the side. The point is they're going to cut what you're suggesting is they're going to cut the lowest man. Then why'd you say that? Then why'd you put them versus cashiers versus CEOs if that's not what you're trying to say?
You know what I'm getting at.
Then you're going to cut the lowest man on the totem pole.
No.
That's exactly what you're getting at.
I said if everyone's paid the same,
okay.
Who are you going to cut?
The person who's most easily trainable and replaceable.
Which is?
The most just manual labor job.
Which is?
Janitors, cart pushers. Right.
Exactly.
Sure. So what's wrong? So what does that have to do with me though? I'm still not taking their job away from them. They still have to do the job of coming out to get the carts back from the cart return.
Exactly.
But in the meantime, I'm saving.
But why is that job created?
Because carts don't return themselves.
But why?
Because they're they're technologically dumb. They don't have any kind of servos in them. But what I'm saying.
But doesn't a business such as Ralph's, Food for Less, Costco have the choice to say, hey, by the way, like there should be like a big sign, like when you're walking in, hey, if you don't push your cart
to the cart return,
a corral,
it could hurt somebody else's car.
Yeah. Why don't they do that?
Well, some places do. Like if you go to some like.
No. I'm
watch out. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Some places do. Like if you go to certain Costco's, they'll have a sign that says, "Please return carts here. We can't be held liable for damage caused to people's vehicles." Some people spell it out explicitly. These people just have a sign that has a picture of a cart, which
Well, there's no sign here.
Well, there's a cart sign, meaning carts go here, obviously.
There's no sign.
Right. It's not spelled out.
There's a corral. There's no.
But it's pretty obvious this is where the carts go.
Well, I mean.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. So, okay, he's an employee, actually. He's still working.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Are you the car Narcs?
Yeah, would you like a sticker?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Oh, there you
I
are.
appreciate you, dude. Nice to meet you.
Absolutely.
Brandon, I watch your videos a lot. My brother does too, but yeah, man. I make sure to always put my car back.
Oh, why do you do that, Brandon?
Yeah, what's that?
Why do you take your car back?
I was considering them, others.
Good point. Good point, Brandon.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to leave your car where it could damage, someone could open their door into it or whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that would just be a silly thing to do, wouldn't it be?
Right, no.
And it's a good thing that people like me are out here, right, Brandon?
Yeah, for sure. Hey, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Aha.
Appreciate it, dude.
Thanks for stopping.
Yeah, no worries.
Yes. No offense. I know. I'm playing.
No,
obviously.
I understand your job, your role. I'm just saying, don't you think it's, the business owner's decision to imply whether they want someone like yourself?
Oh, so that's the other side of the coin.
No. I'm
Well, 'cause
not being
they-
biased or anything.
No,
I'm just trying to understand, like, face to face.
Right.
I've watched a lot of your videos.
Oh, thank you. Well, right behind you there. To your point though,
But
they've implied it with the sign and the return, right?
what else would they have this gentleman doing other than
Well,
the current task at hand?
well, what he's doing right now, he's getting cars from the car return, isn't he?
Okay, so let me
Uh-oh.
let me ask
You
you a
don't.
question. Would you rather be out here tooling around for an extra 5-10 minutes, or taking like a order from your boss or your store director? Honest, in front of the cart narc.
Yeah, I'd rather be out.
Please.
Okay, so he likes
Exactly.
He likes being outside.
That's employing a happy employee.
Right. Well, so the question is though.
I'm just happy to say that I've been in his shoes.
So have I.
And
I've heard that.
And when a manager says, "Hey, would you rather go out and collect carts
Or mop the floors?
go backs, or go clean vomit off the fucking bathroom floor?" Which would you rather choose?
Yeah,
I'd rather go collect carts.
That's great.
So you're taking a job away from a
No.
valuable store employee.
The job-
That's
no,
my
it's not.
only point I'm trying to make.
The job-
Man, I love your videos.
The job is still here.
You're-
Just talking over me is not going to
No,
help.
because if you keep
If the
implying
carts,
you're-
he still has to come to the car return. That has not changed.
No.
That has not
Okay.
changed.
If everybody pushed their cart in the cart return and didn't leave it by El Pollo Loco across the street, or by that red Dodge, Trailblazer,
Thingamajigger, yeah.
how much time could you spend roaming the parking lot, exploring cart options?
Exploring.
Exploring, yes. Exploring.
Let me break this down real quick.
No.
The argument here is essentially he gets more time outside.
There's no argument.
What the case being made is
Okay.
he gets more time
You're
outside.
very French on your words. I understand you're trying to always look at me, and
The case being made is he gets more time outside, but the cost of that time is damage to customers' vehicles.
okay.
So which do you prefer? That which by the way, he can't save that. He can be out here, he can maybe save one or two dinged cars, but he can by no means save every single one with an extra 5 or 10 minutes outside.
That's not.
That is the point.
That is not
You're saying I shouldn't exist because that makes him happier. That's what
so
your point was.
flinging your little signs.
Magnets, yes.
Magnets.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me. That's preventing an accident.
Yes. And damage to vehicles and access for handicapped people. A lot of these times you'll see my vehicle.
Why don't you contact the local police department to,
Because they're not going to
actually have an enforceable issue or a
because
department
typically
constraint?
because it's not against the law to leave your cart somewhere and almost everywhere.
It's not against the law.
It's common courtesy, and that's the point of the cart narcs.
There is no common courtesy in America.
Well, see, that's what I'm here to change. Cart narcs out. Yes.
I
had to-
commend you for what you do. I swear to God, I've watched you and I went, oh my God, is that really him?
I'll use the same analogy I always use. Is these guys?
No, I'm coming from the heart because I've done some.
So they thinking about it?
What's that?
Some you thought about the issue.
I always return my cart. I come here.
Then you're stealing jobs.
But you have to understand the other side.
I do understand the other side.
Okay, what's the other side then?
The other side is you're making like you said, 5 or 10 more minutes of work for him every day, but the cost is disability access, damage to vehicles, and less parking.
So, I will tell you one thing. I was pulling out of here, doing my diligent driver duty,
Sure, keep 10 and 2.
making a left turn. I was in that lane right there, and somebody tried to cut me off just because I wouldn't let them in.
Ah.
Guess what they did?
Honked?
No.
Let
They
you
got
in?
out and slashed my tires
Oh, today?
and left me
Today?
3 weeks ago.
Oh, wow. Well, that's no good. But see, that's what I'm saying, is that kind of attitude's bad. You don't want to have that kind of attitude.
No.
You want to have consideration, kindness.
You must not do this at nighttime too, huh?
No, we never do it. We always do it in the day. Always do it in the day because we don't want people to think.
Not do it at nighttime.
Because we don't want people to think their car's getting carjacked or whatever. We want it to be very obvious what's going on. We don't want there to be any confusion that we're talking about carts and nothing else.
I understand property damage.
Disability access.
There's gonna be knuckleheads wherever you go.
Well, you can. Here's the thing. I went to Japan. There were 0 knuckleheads. Everybody.
Why?
Because they put their carts back.
No.
Why?
I'll let you take a wild guess.
Because they've got like people who, because you keep your like, if you and your friends are there, you say, hey man, we're not going to be the ones leaving our carts out today. Accountability, exactly. If you keep your family accountable and your friends accountable, that radiates out. That radiates out. All right, we're gonna head out here anyway.